Good morning and welcome to the 4th annual Head for the Cure 5K Orlando. My name is Jenna Heilman, Executive Director of Head for the Cure Foundation, and we are so thrilled and honored to be here with each of you today. We know that this past year has been filled with unimaginable changes and effects to each person individually. But the thing that has remained constant is the ever-growing need to support patients and caregivers and clinicians and everyone in the brain tumor community by funding important clinical research and patient programs, but most importantly is igniting that hope and bringing that community together. And that's what we're really doing here today. You know, I remember that first 5K event in 2018 that we had in Orlando, and you know, it was just amazing to see the love and the passion and the celebration in honor and in memory of all of our loved ones. To see Dr. Nick reading the Keeping the Faiths, to feel the power that was that day. And I hope that through this virtual 5K, you continue to feel that amazing support, that sense of togetherness, and that inspiration because of all of those who have ever faced this disease. So thank you so much for being here today. Registrations will remain open through tomorrow, Sunday, February 21st. So if you're watching this and you realize that you haven't registered yet and you want to get that super comfortable green participant shirt and that amazing medal, please register today at headforthecure.org/Orlando. And donations will remain open for several weeks to come. This disease needs us. This disease needs you. So please, anything that you can do to support is so crucial. Those donations and registrations are so important because they fund clinical research and patient programs locally at the Dragon Master Foundation, Orlando Health Cancer Institute, and nationally at the Brain Tumor Trials Collaborative, as well as it helps us provide important programming for patients and caregivers today as they are navigating through this diagnosis through our marquee program, Brains for the Cure. All of those donations, all of those registrations are so important. So make sure that you're visiting headforthecure.org/Orlando. Head for the Cure exists for 3 main reasons. The first is to build awareness around this elusive disease. The second is to raise those important funds in order to support clinical research and patient programs. And the third, and what we're doing here today, is igniting hope. That is such an important thing these days, is that hope. By you sharing your photos, your memories, your videos, you are allowing each and every survivor, patient, loved one to know that they do not journey alone. So thank you so much for continuing to help us as we bring the community together today in order to ignite that hope. We are so excited and honored to have amazing national support again this year. VMLY&R is an international marketing agency that helped fuel the fight against brain cancer at the very first race 19 years ago. They have literally been by our side every single step of the way. Harry Campbell and his Get Real program has generated almost $500,000 in donations back to Head for the Cure. Harry does so in honor of his wife, Chris, who is a brain tumor survivor herself. He travels around the country, even virtually, giving his inspirational speeches. His latest book and engagement, Get Real Mindset, challenges each of us individually to accept and adapt to the crookedness of life, which really, if you think about it right now, we all could use a little bit of that guidance. So check out more about Harry Campbell today. Thank you so much to Gary and his team at Weather 2020. Even virtually, it's important to have that clear and accurate future forecast to allow us to pick the best days for us to do our own individual 5K at home. And finally, Novacure has been an amazing partner since 2015. Their Optune device is used to treat glioblastoma patients in a very patient-forward approach. Join me now as we learn a little bit more about the Optune device.
I had my daughter, and now she's 19 months, and she's a little human that we created. So we pretty much watching her grow up.
Can you say hi to the phone?
Hi.
Here we are at our turnaround point, and you say I'm totally alone. Aha! We found him. He's a shade seeker.
Sonny and daughter-in-law graduated from medical school.
We didn't know that we would have the opportunity to sit there in the audience and hold hands. Well, they recited the Hippocratic Oath. So that was pretty special.
I've got a daughter and I've got some grandkids and a husband, and every time we get to celebrate one of their birthdays, it's just one more time that I'm here for it. And I'm so thankful for that.
Happy birthday, dear Pierre.
I gave Pierre a really special 60th birthday party last year, which also happened to fall on the day of his diagnosis anniversary 1 year. There were 55 people there, and they came from all over. Friends came from Texas, from Chicago, from Oregon, from Washington, and it was really special for him because it was all his friends really celebrating his life.
My wife and I were able to go to Ireland this year, and we spent 8 days there, and it was a great time.
This thing called a 5-peak challenge. You basically do the 5 highest peaks in San Diego in one day. I'd been training for that before, and I kind of took a break because obviously I had surgery. And I built myself back up. I accomplished the 5-peak challenge, which was a big feat for me.
Pierre is a major football fan, being from Texas. So I bought tickets to a Chiefs game at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City and flew us out there for a game. During the halftime, the cheerleaders came and found us and gave him a signed ball by Chris Jones. So that was really amazing.
I'm an avid guitar player, so I got back into doing that, and I played a couple live gigs and just doing that with Optune on. So I wasn't going to let cancer or the thought of cancer and the diagnosis kind of take away from living my life.
Each year on my craniversary, I send a note to my surgeon and to my doctor and just, tell them how appreciative I am that I'm still here to be able to send that note.
We also know that we couldn't do this without our amazing local beneficiaries and our partners. We have 2 local beneficiaries today. The Dragon Master Foundation's mission is to find and accelerate cures for cancers and other diseases by fostering and rewarding a community of collaboration and innovation. They seek to spread awareness, expedite research, and kinder treatments and improve the quality of life for patients and their families. We truly appreciate the support of the team at the Dragon Master Foundation, especially Amanda and David. We are also proud to partner again in our 4th year with Orlando Health Cancer Institute. Their mission is to work together and apply their team skills to offer you the best possible treatment. They not only care for your physical needs, but support your emotional, mental, and spiritual needs as well. You get personalized, complete cancer care. We can't thank Dr. Nick enough for all that he has done, not only to help this important event each year, but also the support and care that he provides each of his patients. So thank you so much to Dr. Nicholas Akropoulos, as well as the entire Orlando Health team. We are so excited to welcome a brand new silver sponsor this year, OncoSynergy. OncoSynergy is a biotechnology company founded by physicians on a mission to change the standard of care for patients suffering from glioblastoma. After a decade of bench work developing the therapeutic, OncoSynergy's Phase 1 clinical trial is now open to enrollment for patients with recurrent glioblastoma at Moffitt Cancer Center in Tampa, Florida. For more information regarding this trial, visit oncosynergy.com or reach out to the team directly at info@oncosynergy.com. Thank you all so much for being here today and helping us celebrate the entire Orlando brain tumor community. We can't do this without you at all, and it is such a pleasure to be able to kick off today's event. Now it's my pleasure to introduce you to your Regional Relationship Coordinator, Allie. Many of you have gotten the opportunity to work with her over the past few months as you started your team, fundraised, and sent in your videos, and she's been instrumental to plan this entire 5K. So please join me in welcoming Allie as she continues this virtual 5K. Thanks so much for being here.
Hello everyone, I am so excited to be here with you today. Again, my name is Allie Grandin and I am the Regional Relationship Coordinator for Orlando, and I have truly enjoyed getting to know each and every one of you through the many emails, phone calls, Zoom meetings. It has been my pleasure to work alongside you to make this event truly special for the Orlando brain tumor community. I'm excited for all we have in store today. We will get to see two of our Orlando survivors run a traditional 5K. Paul and Rachel will be leading us in this event as they run. Later on, we will then get to hear from our beneficiaries, Dr. Nick from Orlando Health Cancer Institute, and Amanda, president of Dragon Master Foundation. Then we will get to celebrate all of our survivors, including those survivors and caregivers nominated for our Keeping the Faith and Legacy of Love recognitions. We will also get to honor those we have lost with our celebration of life. We also want to recognize all the hard work you all have done by celebrating our top individual fundraisers, our top fundraising teams, and the largest teams. And don't forget to send in any photos and videos of you and your team completing your very own 5K after this event. We want to see how you all are fighting back against brain cancer. Tag us on social media at Head for the Cure, or email any photos or videos to me at allison@headforthecure.org. After everyone has had a few days to complete your 5K, we are going to gather via Zoom to celebrate all we have accomplished for the 4th annual Head for the Cure Orlando Virtual 5K. This event will be a great time to reflect on our virtual 5K and just to see each other's faces. Don't forget to mark your calendars for Tuesday, February 23rd at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. For more information on our post-event Zoom celebration, visit headforthecure.org/Orlando. Thank you for your participation today. We hope you enjoy this virtual 5K from your home.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, and home of the brave.
My name is Rachel, and I'm a brain cancer survivor. Nearly 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with brain cancer. Prior to that, I was an avid runner and had just won 2 races the month before my diagnosis. The Monday before my diagnosis, I ran 7 miles at an 8-minute 6-second pace, and I was very proud of that. Didn't know that the next day I would find out I had a Lyme-sized tumor in my right occipital lobe. When I found out it was brain cancer, I learned a lot about glioblastoma and the statistics on it and how it affects different people. The statistics are that the median age is 64, so it's very uncommon for me as a 27-year-old to have been diagnosed with it. After my diagnosis, we did research on where I should have treatment and what type of treatment I should undergo, and I ended up meeting Dr. Nick Avgeropoulos, and he's the one that told me about Head for the Cure Foundation. Last year, I participated in the Head for the Cure run in Orlando and was able to win my category, only a year after being diagnosed, to the day after being diagnosed with a glioblastoma grade 4. Glioblastoma grade 4 means a brain tumor that is rapidly dividing. So brain cancer is done in grades, not in stages. Stages mean how much it spread to the rest of the body, and grade means how rapidly the cells are dividing. So the cells were very rapidly dividing in my right occipital lobe, giving me headaches and affecting my vision. Stages are fortunately not a thing that affect brain cancer patients. Brain cancer can't spread to the rest of the body, but cancer in the rest of the body can spread to the brain. Participating in the Head for the Cure 5K event means heading towards a cure and actively fighting the disease. I usually share my story on social media. A lot of people like to follow because they're praying for me and needing updates on how I'm doing. And mostly the word of my testimony is the way that I share my story. I've been able to speak in a few churches and tell all that God has done through my story and through the journey of my cancer treatment. One of the things that I would really like people to know about the disease is that it does affect young people too, and that not all cancer is pink. There's a lot of fundraising and money that goes towards breast cancer, but not as much towards brain cancer. So not all cancer is pink, and we need to go gray for all of the survivors and people that are fighting their disease. I'm motivated to keep going because I have a will to live. I want to live for myself and my friends and family, but also to give people the desire to fight. There's sometimes people that are diagnosed with something as tragic as cancer and they want to give up. But if they can see my story, that I didn't give up and that I'm living a full life only 2 years after being diagnosed, then they will hopefully have the desire to fight and win as well. This is my dad, Russ, and my sister, Jessica, and they're going to start off this run with me. I was running, and my dad was running along with me 2/3 of the way behind me, 2/3 of the way through my chemo and radiation before my blood levels bottomed out too much. So we're going to give it a try again. Everybody ready? Yep. 3, 2, 1, blast off!
run for during Head for the Cure's annual race. I used to run for me, but now I run for the person who just got their MRI results. I'm running for the person who just got told they have a recurrence. I'm running for the family who just got told their young child will now be on this journey that they don't even understand. I'm running for the caregivers, the heroes that take care of loved ones to this invisible disease. That's who I run for.
As a local Floridian, I am proud to support the Orlando 5K. And at Novacure, we're lucky to partner with Head for the Cure in support of all people impacted by glioblastoma. Thank you for getting outside and supporting the brain cancer community. Stay hydrated and have fun.
If you ever change your mind about leaving me behind, well, bring it to me, bring your sweet loving, bring it on home to me, yeah, 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 yeah. You know I laugh when you left, but now I know I only hurt myself. But bring it to me, bring your sweet loving, bring it on home to me, yeah, 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 yeah. I'll give you jewelry and money too, but that ain't all I'll do for you. Well, if you bring it to me, bring your sweet loving, bring it on home to me, yeah, 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 yeah. You know I'll always be your slave till I'm buried in my grave. Well, bring it to me, bring your sweet loving, bring it on home to me, yeah, 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 yeah. One more thing, I try to treat you right, but you stayed out tonight. But I'll forgive you, bring it to me, bring your sweet loving, bring it on home to me, yeah, 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 yeah. Bring it on home. You got a friend in me. got a friend in me. When the road looks rough ahead and you're miles and miles from your nice warm bed, just remember what your old pal said. Oh, you got a friend in me. Yeah, you got a friend in me. You got a friend in me.
My name is Paul Huskins. I'm a two-time brain cancer survivor. It was first diagnosed with a anaplastic astrocytoma while living in Texas. It was here in Austin that I participated in Head for the Cure in its inaugural race. 8 months ago, I had my second craniotomy. It was after the tumor grew back. I have been working hard for these 8 months to overcome post-surgical complications. I'm here to offer you hope, especially those recently diagnosed. This devastating disease is impacting most every time of my life. But continued research and funding, like Head for the Cure, we can help find a cure. Since I originally diagnosed 8 years ago, I have been the father of 2 kids, amazing friends, and family who have supported me on this journey. I look forward to fighting with you. I'm ready to start the race.
You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. When the road looks rough ahead and you're miles and miles from your nice warm bed, just remember what your old pal said. Oh, you got a friend in me. Yeah, you got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. You got troubles, well I got them too.
Hey everybody, I just wanted to say thank you so much for supporting Head for the Cure, the brain tumor patients that will be benefiting from the awareness that you're raising and the funds that you are raising are so thankful, and so are we.
Some other folks might be a little bit smarter than I am, bigger and stronger too, maybe. But none of them.
As a native Floridian, I am especially proud to support the Orlando 5K race. We here at NovaCure are elected to partner with Head for the Cure in order to support all people who have been impacted by glioblastoma. Thank you for getting outside for the brain cancer community. Stay hydrated, stay strong.
You got a friend in me. Yeah, you got a friend in me. Yeah, you got a friend in me. When the night has come and the land is stand by me. And darling, darling, stand by me. Whoa, won't you stand by me? Whoa, stand by me. If the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, all the mountains they should crumble to the sea. I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Won't you stand by me? Won't stand now. Stand by me. Whenever you're in trouble, won't you stand by me? Won't you stand by me? Won't stand down. Stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Won't you stand by me? Won't stand down. Stand by me. 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 Music is a world within itself.
I am so proud of my mother, Susan Tyler. She is such a fighter. Ever since her diagnosis of GBM in August 2018, she has continued to live life to the fullest and never lost her ability to keep a positive outlook. She is such a big inspiration to me because she worked so hard to provide for everyone and always seemed to be there for you whenever you needed her. Thinking back to all my great memories with her growing up, there is one in particular that stands out to me, which I believe perfectly portrays how great of a mom and supporter she really is. It was a playoff game for my Little League senior team, and I magically hit my one and only home run of all the years I played. I can remember rounding the bases feeling so happy that I had finally hit one. As I rounded third base and headed to home plate to celebrate with my teammates, I could see one person out of the large crowd jumping up and down ecstatically. It was my mom, who I was thinking was more excited than I was in that moment. The look of pure joy on her face and the sight of seeing how happy she was is priceless to me and really is what made that moment unforgettable. This is just one of the many great memories I have growing up thanks to her, and I believe it shows how she is the best supporter I could ever have. Moving forward, I think all of us here know that this battle with brain cancer is not the easiest thing to go through. There are a lot of ups and downs along the way, but I believe trying to keep a positive outlook is such an important thing to do. My mom continues to inspire me every day by her ability to do this, no matter what is thrown her way, and I will always consider her my hero. Go Team Susan!
You can feel it all over. You can feel it all over, people. You can feel it all over. Say we can feel it all over right now. Let's go.
As a
local Floridian, I am especially proud to support the Orlando 5K. At NovaCure, we are lucky to partner with Head for the Cure. Meeting GBM patients has motivated me to stay connected even more, and has actually motivated me in my personal Head for the Cure for other people. Thank you again, and enjoy your time.
So I want to thank every single person who knows Head for the Cure and Brains for the Cure, and has either benefited or participated with the organization. It's not just an organization; it's an interpersonal relationship of people who are like-minded in many different places throughout the United States, getting together and trying to raise funds. But mostly, the funds really are the task-oriented part of it. The mission or the goal is to help people live longer, live better, for caregivers to be able to supply everything that they need for people who are going through brain cancers and brain tumors of any and every kind. This is a kind of a subculture of people who go through this dreadful situation and condition with brain tumors. People are disproportionately disabled and affected in so many ways, emotionally, but cognitively and physically. And the more people are with trying to understand it, and the better it is that we'll be able to tackle it. As an oncologist, one of my first thoughts is, well, how are we going to push this back? How are we going to contain a tumor? But beyond that, really, the thing that's the goal is how are we going to make the best of the situation, and how are we going to get to that cure, and how are we going to make people live the longest and best lives that they can, and how are we going to make this happen in the infrastructure where they are. And what we do is we've linked up with the BTTC, which is a collaborative group that Head for the Cure funds. And it allows us to link with the National Cancer Institute, the Neuro-Oncology branch, and to share clinical trials to bring them right here in our community. It's a fantastic way that we're able to, with quaternary and tertiary care, with all sorts of advanced care for patients with brain cancers and brain tumors of different kinds, whether they're rare or whether they're the more common ones, to be able to apply therapies right here locally and in conjunction with the highest levels that we have available. So Head for the Cure and these 5K and other fundraising events are really, granular grassroots efforts that actually come back and help us in our community, while at the same time helping the mechanism that we have from the National Cancer Institute Neuro-Oncology branch to be able to get access to the best network of people and the best and biggest and brightest thinkers that there are doing research and getting it for our patients. So that's what this goes to, and so much more that I haven't really talked about. But really, it's a beautiful organization. I'm very proud to be part of not only the clinicians and the investigators who are involved with the BTC and Head for the Cure, also with the people at Head for the Cure and all of the events and how close they brought us together over the years. I know that this year is a virtual year. It's a pandemic year, and there's so much on everybody's plate. Things continue on, and we need to keep tackling them. And so our clinics are open. They've never closed. Our research continues. It never stops, because there are other things like brain tumors that never stop, and they always affect our lives in different ways. So I thank you and for helping with Head for the Cure. I encourage you to continue to help because it's a very, very worthy and all-encompassing approach with the right goal in mind, and that's for everybody to be able to get through the struggle of brain tumors together. So thank you.
Hi there, I'm Amanda Haddock, and I'm president of the Dragon Master Foundation. We're the local foundation that is receiving support from Head for the Cure. And I just wanted to say thank you, because right now, brain cancer patients are facing an even more difficult time than normal. It's always scary to get a diagnosis like that. But during coronavirus, there are so many resources that are shut down, and it just makes the whole situation that much scarier. But we're still here, and we're able to help patients find and access the care that they need to make those times a little less scary. And we're not only helping the patients right now, we're also able to help researchers through our cloud-based infrastructure called Kavatica. Kavatica is not a system that we slapped together in response to coronavirus. It's actually a cloud-based infrastructure that we've been developing with our partner hospitals for years. And so there is this robust infrastructure that was ready to support them as they needed to transition to working from home and maybe not being in the labs at the same time as other people. We're able to help them collaborate in the cloud. They can work with hospitals all around the world. And really, that's only happening because of support from people just like you. We are the ones out there helping fund this innovative research even now. And so I just wanted to take a moment and really help you understand that even though this might not seem like a big deal to do a virtual event, it's such a big deal. And what you're doing really, really matters and is really, really having an impact on research. So thank you so much for continuing to support this work. And we look forward to hopefully seeing you in person next year.
Thank you, Dr. Nick and the team at Orlando Health. As usual, it is a pleasure to see your face and hear from you. Your positivity just radiates, and we are grateful for the continued support you are doing in order to advance research and patient programs. The same goes for Amanda at Dragon Master Foundation and your team. We are so grateful for your partnership and all you are doing to fight back against brain cancer. And thank you to Paul and Angela from Team The Great Huskini for running and filming our 5K today. We are just so grateful for your continued fight and support. And personally, I have just truly enjoyed getting to know you both. You are an inspiration to us all. I also want to thank Rachel and her amazing team of supporters. You guys didn't get to hear them, but Rachel had quite the team cheering her on as she ran her 5K. We're just grateful to both teams as you have led us in today's virtual event. At this time, we would like to acknowledge our brain tumor survivors. They inspire each of us through their journeys, stories, positive attitudes, ability to still smile and face each and every day. These brain tumor warriors have motivated so many people to participate in this year's virtual event. It really goes to show that no one fights alone and why we will continue building awareness around this disease. Laura, Angela, Susan, Tasha, Paul, Jason, Sandy, Rachel, Jennifer. Thank you for inspiring us and allowing us to be a part of your journey. Now it is time for one of our favorite parts of the event, where we get to recognize some of our survivors and caregivers with our Keeping the Faith and Legacy of Love recognitions. These incredible individuals were nominated by their loved ones.
Head for the Cure 5K events are not only successful fundraisers in the fight against brain cancer, but unique tributes for those currently fighting this terrible disease and remembering those who have lost their battles. Head for the Cure was started in honor of a man named Chris Anthony. Chris's motto was always keeping the faith. He lived it daily. He signed off every email with keeping the faith. And his faith enabled him to maintain his grace, dignity, courage, and strength throughout his illness. That's why every year we honor brain cancer patients and their loved ones with a special recognition we call Keeping the Faith. Each of their stories is personal and special, and all are inspiring. Alan Struckmeyer, nominated by Gabby Struckmeyer. Alan Struckmeyer is a pastor in Gainesville, Florida. This past year, he has had a busy year. He watched his 3 sons become husbands as they all got married in the same year, became a fur grandpa to 2 new furry additions, and in the middle of COVID-19 in May, he was diagnosed with glioblastoma. He has continued to work hard to serve his church congregation and family, all while undergoing radiation, chemo, 2 brain surgeries, and countless doctor's appointments, visits, and a few hospital stays. He continues to show his strength in everything he does. He is a superhero to many, pastor, friend, and dad. He has the biggest heart and continues to show us his strength. Jennifer Scarone, nominated by David Hilliard. What a wonderful Christmas in 2020. Jen moves forward with her treatments, and the GBM tumor has been held at bay for over 4 years now. She has been painting, scrapbooking, traveling, and gardening this year. A big part of the story is the support of doctors, nurses, friends, get well wishers, and of course family and her husband, Jared. When you bring children into this world, in reality, parents pray most for health and happiness. We pray that they make good choices and that those around them make good choices. If they choose to marry, we hope that they are in a strong and happy marriage. Thank you for your courage and for allowing us to honor you. The Legacy of Love Award was implemented at our North Texas event in 2011 in honor of Stevie Patrick. She was diagnosed with a brain tumor at the age of 28, and although Stevie would go on to battle brain cancer for 3.5 years, her heart was always open to reach out and help others, even as she was going through an incredibly difficult time. Stevie always took the high road and walked through each day with great integrity and a big smile on her face. This award is easily defined by actions of integrity, encouragement, determination, and truly loving and serving others, especially those in need. The recipient of this must have a strong desire to encourage and help others. This deserving person must be a leader each day and also have the courage to smile in the midst of adversity. We'd now like to share their story. Jared Scarone, nominated by David Hilliard. My daughter Jen was diagnosed with GBM and has been stable for over 4 years now. The phrase I came up with this year is daughter happy, daddy happy. Her husband, Jared, has from the very beginning been by her side, sometimes leading, sometimes pushing, sometimes moving left or right, communicating, reading, calling, questioning, pausing, listening, smiling, and laughing, and making Jen happy. As Jen's father, I am so thankful for Jared because he makes daughter happy, daddy happy. Angela Huskins, nominated by Paula Huskins and Alan Bontoya. Angela Huskins is the wife of Paul Huskins, a 2-time survivor of surgery to remove a brain tumor in the left side of his frontal lobe. The two were married in April of 2012, and Paul was first diagnosed in November of that year. From the first diagnosis, Angela and Paul were determined to ensure that this tumor would be something that they would battle aggressively from the start. They sought the best possible treatment from their doctors in Texas and were able to receive a referral to the University of California, San Francisco for surgery. Paul had his first surgery, was in the ICU for 6 days, and spent 20 more days in California in the hospital there for his surgery. Angela was by his side for much of this time, in the room assisting and guiding him through much of his rehab process. After his recovery from the surgery, the couple relocated to Florida. Paul completed a year of chemo and 6 weeks of radiation. They remained active in the Head for the Cure community, telling their story and raising money each year. Advanced to 2020 and the pandemic, Paul requires a second surgery for a new growth of his tumor. Expecting a short stay in the hospital in Jacksonville, they place their children with Angela's parents and head for the Mayo Clinic. Unfortunately, Paul has a stroke during surgery and spends 10 days in a coma. He remains in the hospital for another 2 weeks. When he is finally released from the Mayo Clinic to return to their home in Gainesville, he is still in a facility there for another 12 days. All this while their son Henry was starting first grade from home due to the pandemic. In September of 2021, she received the news that her brother, only 3 years older, was diagnosed with cancer of a serious nature, and she drove her parents to the Boston area to assist with his care. She remains committed to assisting her immediate and extended family in any way that she can. As parents of Paul, we have seen this young woman sacrifice a great deal of herself from a career and personal standpoint to care for others and see her as a great example of a selfless caregiver. Dawn Senecal, nominated by Carol Bishop. Dawn has taken care of Susan mostly single-handedly since she was diagnosed with brain cancer. He is very loving and goes out of his way to make sure Susan has everything she needs and lots of love. Dr. Nick Avgeropoulos, nominated by Rachel Welsh. Dr. Nick Avgeropoulos works in the Cancer Center at Orlando Health. He is an excellent neuro-oncologist. I met Dr. Nick after being diagnosed with a glioblastoma. I was eager to start treatment and learn about my diagnosis. He is such a great communicator and teacher. After my first appointment with him, I felt as if I had just been to a seminar because of his efforts to help me understand the brain and glioblastomas. Dr. Nick treats me as an individual patient. He invests time evaluating the specifics of my scans and lab work rather than assuming every patient is just alike. I believe he is just as diligent with all of his patients. I look forward to appointments with Dr. Nick because he is so good at making people feel excited about their progress and hopeful for the future. I could not ask for a better doctor to help me remain cancer-free.
Again, congratulations to our Keeping the Faith and Legacy of Love recipients. We know that this disease has taken too many loved ones from us. We now have the privilege to honor these individuals by sharing memories submitted by their friends and families with our celebration of life. These individuals and so many more are why we continue to fight for a cure in their honor. As we come to the conclusion of our event, it is now time to celebrate all the funds we have raised by teams and individuals. These funds will support the important work that our beneficiaries are doing to advance research and treatments for the brain tumor community. It is now my honor to be able to recognize these top teams and individuals in the following categories. First are the largest teams. Coming up in third place is Team Susan. Great job, Team Susan, with 7 participants this year. In second place is Team DIMAC USA with 10 participants. And this year we actually have a tie for first place. Our first place teams, with an amazing 15 members each, are Pete's Brain Brigade and Pain Strong. We will be mailing their first place awards after the race this year, but everyone give them a round of applause. Thank you for your support. Next, we have our top teams for fundraising. Third place is Payne Strong, who has raised more than $900. In second place is Pete's Brain Brigade, raising more than $2,400. And in first place, raising more than $4,000, is the Great Huskini. Amazing job. Way to go, team. And now, our individuals who went above and beyond this year for fundraising. In third place is Kelly Payne this year. Thank you, Kelly, for all you've done in support of this year's event. And second is Angela Huskins. Thank you so much, Angela, again for your support this year. And our top fundraiser this year is Paul Huskins. Thank you so much, Paul. We greatly appreciate all you've done for this year's event. We will also be mailing you your top individual fundraising award. Let's give all those 3 individuals a round of applause. We are honored to have such amazing participation for this year's virtual event with nearly 175 participants, 20 teams, and we have raised almost $20,000 together to help fund clinical trials and patient programs. Way to go, Orlando. Thank you so much to everyone for your support in this year's virtual 5K, as well as your support by showing up today, by participating, by donating, by sponsoring, or simply just checking in. Thank you. Because of your support, we are able to make an impact in fighting against this disease. Registration will remain open through Sunday, February 21st. Donations will continue to be accepted for several months, so encourage those family members, friends, neighbors to join the fight. One easy way to do this is simply by sharing today's video. We know that right now we are apart, but no one is ever alone in their journey. And we look forward to seeing each and every one of you at the 5th annual Head for the Cure 5K Orlando. Find out more about how you can continue to show your support at headforthecure.org/Orlando. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend.